playing for second, and today I'm going to play another one of my new arrivals, Unstoppable. So I've been hearing some really good things about this solo game. Well, I guess solo to two-player game. But today it's just me, and we're going to try to take down the Harbinger. So join me at the table. Let's see how we do. All right. So the game is set up. I am not going to do a full teach. There are plenty of good full teaches out there, but I'll kind of explain what's happening as we go. So the first phase of the game, which is all here on the player aid, is the upkeep phase, which we don't really have to do because during setup, you kind of do your first upkeep. So we have our 3 action points. These are the 3 cards in my hand. These are the 3 threats, and we're trying to take down the Harbinger. I'm just going to play on normal difficulty. I played about a half a game of this to try to get the rules down before I decided to go ahead and record it just to kind of get first impressions. So on a normal game, you might notice there are these squares are kind of your game timer, starting up here and moving down and then across. On a normal game, you skip the green ones. So we need to, this round right here will be our last round for victory. To win, we have to do 12 damage to the Harbinger. So, and you don't attack the Harbinger directly. You're going to attack these threats directly. These cards that get added into your deck, 2 at the start of the game, and then every time you level up, you'll get another one. But that's how you do damage to the Harbinger. So we basically just have to keep the pressure on over here on the threats. So, all right, now there is the draft phase. So this is how you're going to get more cards into your deck. This is a deck building game. So when you do a draft, you look at where these 2 tokens are at the top, and it is 2 tokens. There's a small one here inside the larger one. This top one with the arrow on it, that can move during your turn, depending on what cards you play. The one on the bottom only moves when you level up. So currently we're level 1. So we can only buy from this pile here during the draft phase. These cards on the bottom are upgrades. You can buy those during your turn. But during the draft phase, we're going to get 1 more card. So what you do is you draw 3. And this does have that card crafting mechanic, which is why the cards look weird, which I have some thoughts on that. We'll save those to the end here. So you draw 3, and you're going to pick one, and then you're going to add this card, or this here, which is already in a sleeve. That's the threat deck, and you're going to basically have a good side and a bad side. So currently these cards on the opposite side are threats, just like these threats on the opposite side are cards we're going to use. So we're basically just making a new card right now. In the top right is the cost. So 0, 3, and 1. So 3 is all you start with, or all you're going to have every turn. There are cards that can get you more, but so this one here would cost us all of our action points, assuming we have no other way to get other ones for future turns. And you exhaust it to do 2 damage, which isn't terrible. It's good early on, but late in the game, 2 damage really isn't all that much. Here is one with this little symbol here with the arrow. That is how you can move your marker temporarily up. And then once you draft a card, it comes back down. This one, choose 1, 2 health or 2 money. I think that's 2 health. I haven't seen that in my other half playthrough. Yeah. So that's basically how you would heal. Okay. We're going to go, well, what does my person want? I am playing Roux Silver. I think that's how you say it. I believe she is one of the expansion characters. And she's got symbols down here which tell you what they start with. And what I found with my half game is those do they use the same mechanics. And at least when I was playing with, I don't remember the character's name. It began with a J. Those cards really synced up pretty well. I'm going to go with Blood Donation. So the 2 cards you don't take, you go on the bottom of the deck. And then we're just going to take this top card, and you're going to slide this in like so. And that then goes to your hand. And now we're ready for the main phase. The main phase is where you're going to play cards. You can exhaust allies if you have them, and you can buy upgrades. So for the time being, I don't have any allies, which is good because I'm kind of showing my hand here, but this is where I'm going to put my allies when I get them. And you can also buy upgrades. Upgrades will basically slot in the same way. There is a top and a bottom upgrade. So if I wanted to upgrade this card, I could spend money. Let's say grab this one. I would just slide it in between those 2 cards like so. And now when I play this card, it also does 2 damage. However, it also makes the threat on the back more powerful. And the cards, when you get them, do tell you what that is. It's also 2 damage. It's on the bottom of the card here. There are 2 types of upgrades that you can buy. You can buy upgrades for your tactic cards, and you can buy upgrades for your ally cards. And some of them work for both. So you'll notice here on the bottom, the yellow is to buy for tactics, and the blue is to upgrade your allies. I don't currently have any allies. You start with, in your deck, I think at least 1. I think every character has at least 1 ally. Okay. And the cost of these cards in money, you start with 3, and you do have the cost on the top right. So for instance, I could buy this Empowered. It's only 1. And it would give... Oops. Yep, I must have forgot to take this one out in my last game. Another, I mean, it's a deck builder, so set up and tear down is can be kind of a pain. Okay, so let's for now. I don't think I'm going to upgrade anything. Well, maybe I should. Okay, yeah, this card here, my blood donation card, I choose one. I either gain 2 health or I get 2 money. Upgraded, you can choose both instead. And upgraded effects effect triggers only when this card has at least 1 upgrade. So I do want to get an upgrade on this card, so I'm going to spend $1 or I don't know what they're called. They're dollars. And we're going to buy Empowered, and we are going to tuck that in between here, like so. And that does refill. And that's a free action. I could do it again if I could afford it. This one only costs 2, but it goes on allies. I don't have an ally, so let's start playing some cards. All of these cards cost 1, and the top right is their cost. And you don't draw cards. When you defeat a threat, it goes to your hand. That is the card draw. So you want to be defeating threats, but you also kind of want to leave yourself with a hand for the following round, because you're only going to get 1 card every round from that draft. Okay. So for 1, I'm going to put that over here. I am going to play that blood donation. How that works is I do have a card out here, by the way, with taunt. So that has to be my first target. If there are multiple cards with taunt, you have to fight them before you fight anybody without taunt. So because I have that upgrade on here now, I can heal 2, which I don't need. I can gain 2 money, which I will, of course. Gain 2 money. And then also, this upgrade will attack for 2. On this card here, the Varenian Doe, it has 2 attack, which is also part of its health. And then its defense is a skull symbol. That skull symbol is over here. So currently we're in a 0. That's going to go all the way up to, well, 4 before we potentially lose there. So that is a defense of 0, an attack of 2. So its health is 2. So this 2 damage will take out the, what was it? Varenian Doe. And then we flip it, and this now is in our hand. You want to kind of keep the cards you play off to the side, because a lot of the triggers will impact or will have modifiers based on how many of the same type of card you played. All right, so that was 1. We have 2 AP left here. Both of these guys are currently just 1 to take out. So I could spend my last 2 points and just use both of these strike cards to take them out. This card here is, I also could attack it if I wanted to. It is not going to attack me. It is on deck, basically. And I can attack and I can kill those cards just like I can these. But any cards out here are going to attack me when I am done with my main phase. So we are going to go ahead and spend 1. And we are going to go ahead and use Strike to take out this one. And again, it just flips and comes right back into our hand. This Spare Credits card just gets you a money, like so. And it costs 0. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to give me some money. So now I'm up to 5 money. I'm going to look here and see if there is anything I'm interested in picking up. 2. All right, so this card says Bargain 5. And Bargain basically means it's an optional effect, so you can pay the number of credits following the bargain to use it. The cost is reduced for 1 for every card of the same faction. So that would get me 2 money. And I could bargain 5, basically paying 5 minus any of this same type of card. And it would do 5 damage as well. It costs 2 less if added to a Junker card, which is kind of the orangish cards. Like this one here is the Junker card. I don't have any of those. My person does not start with any of those. You can buy whatever you want, but currently I don't want that. All right, so focus. This has a focus X, and X again, or focus is basically saying for every card of the same type. Now that symbol does actually match what we have here. So that's every card of the same type in play or in your hand. So for instance, if I were to put this on here, I have played 2 of those cards. So when I play this, it would do 2 damage. And it costs 2 less if I put it on this type of card. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Normally it would cost 4, but I'm going to pay 2. And we are going to go ahead and put classified in between these cards here. Make sure I get them in there. Here we go. Okay. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and play Heir to the Throne, which is that card we just got the upgrade for. So it's going to give us 1 money. It has Conspire 2 armor. Conspire just means you have to have another card of that faction in play. We do. Our blood donation is from that same faction. So that's going to get us 2 armor. And then we're going to do focus amount of damage. So again, I have 2 of those factions, so we're going to do 2 damage. Now 2 damage overkills this guy by 1. This guy, though, will attack us, but we do have armor. So I'm actually going to use this 2 damage, and I'm going to take out this Back Alley Blade Master, because it has 2. When defeated, you get 1 buck. And I did play that card, and then it gets flipped over. Okay, there's another one of those, that faction. That is, okay, that is my pet vine spider, Dot. And it is an ally. So currently these are in my hand. I'll probably start actually holding these in my hand once I start playing allies, just to make it easier. Okay, I have no action points left, so I am going to go ahead and pass my turn. So you're going to take damage from all active threats, and again, that is our only active threat. It's doing 1 damage plus 1 damage depending on where the threat marker is over here, which is 0. So it's doing 1 damage to us, but we have 2 armor, so that's going to knock our armor down to 1. Then it's the cleanup phase. During the cleanup phase, you discard all of your play tactics. So all these cards that I played are now going to go into my discard pile. You lose any unspent action points. Don't have any unspent action points. You reset your armor to 0. You do have to build that up every turn if you're planning on using armor. And then you're going to refill the battlefield with active threats. So we need 3 total, which means we are going to bring in this guy and this guy. There we are. Okay. And then you're going to advance, I guess that's the danger marker, by 1. So this is going to go up to 1 by 1. It is still on 0, though. So all of those little skull effects are still a 0. After that, we're going to go to the upkeep phase, where you're going to get your 3 action points back. Had we played any allies, they would refresh. There we go. And if you had any upkeep effects, which I haven't seen yet in this game and my half game I played, to try to kind of just get the rules down. So don't have any of those. And then we have another draft phase. So again, we're going to draft from here, because that is where our markers are. Okay, we have an ally. But we do have another card, though. If you have 5 or less, you can deal 2 damage. So this one wants you to have half health or less than half health. This one is going to get you 2 action markers back, as well as money. I like that. This is an ally that you can exhaust to get a coin. And it has an upgraded effect. So if it has an upgrade on it, it'll actually get you a 2nd coin. Which I'm not mad at that either. Yeah, we're going to take Loyal Customer. So these two, we go to the bottom. Loyal customer is going to be added to a threat card and goes to our hand. Cool. And we're ready for another main phase. Okay, so this guy hits for 3. Oh, this guy has taunt. So this guy does have 1 attack, effectively, 1 defense, and then defense based off where we're at over here. So this guy does take 2 to take down, which if we play our ally, we can exhaust our ally, and our ally does 2, which isn't terrible. But I would like to try to take down, if we take down this Order Acolyte, even though it's in here, then we have to take the taunt out first. But when you defeat this, it does 3 damage, which would be enough to kill this Order Activist. And then when we defeat that, it does 4 damage, and we'd be able to finish off and clear all of our threat. But that would require effectively 4 damage, 2 here and 2 over here. So let's look at our upgrades and see if any of them do any type of damage. When exhausted, do 1. Okay. That's not overly terrible. So we could exhaust this to do 2, and then 1 up there, and we would have 1 left over for just a strike. All right, we're going to try that. So this costs 3. So we're going to go ahead and spend 1, 2, and 3. And it has to go onto an ally, so we're going to put it on our pet vine spider. ... All right. And then I'm going to kind of pull these cards down / into my hand here because we are going to play our first ally. So this costs 2 of our 3 action points. We put them in. And now we can exhaust this ally to do 2 damage. And then when it's exhausted, it does 1 damage. Those are 2 separate attacks. So you have to assign all the damage from 1 attack to 1 thing. So what we're going to do is this 2 damage, we're going to do over here to the Sporling. The Sporling only needs 2 damage to be taken out. So we're going to take this card and we're going to put it into our hand, which is, like I said, kind of, I guess we'll set it over here like this maybe. The 1 damage that it also does when it is exhausted, we are going to put on the Order Acolyte. Okay. We now only have 1 action point left. We are going to use that action point on just a basic strike, which does 1 damage. We'll put that over here. That 1 damage is enough to finish off this Order Acolyte. Now, from what I read in the book, you have to do the when defeated effect before you technically get the card. So it's going to do 3 damage to this Order Activist. Once it does that 3 damage, we would get this card, which is actually one of the boss cards, which I'll get to here in a second. However, we defeated this. It only has 3 damage because this is still 0. So this now, when defeated, is going to do 4 damage. And it's overkill, but we're going to do that 4 damage to this thief. And if you're wondering, well, why don't you damage the boss? Well, you're about to find out. So this guy is doing its 4 damage here. We'll get this card. This guy then dies. He doesn't have any when defeated effect. We'll get this card. These Order of the Harbinger cards, which are the boss cards, say when this card enters your hand or enters play, deal 1 damage and put it in your discard pile. This is a special type of damage. It looks different. It's a darker red. These cards, when they're in your discard pile, cannot be eliminated in any way. These cards are how we're doing damage to the boss. So since we just got both of these, they both go to the discard pile, but we do 2 damage to the boss. 10 more, and we win. Okay, we are out of action points. We do have a hand still. We have 4 cards in our hand here. So if there were something we wanted to buy, let's see, when exhausted, heal 1 health. That's not terrible, and I can put that on this ally. The thing to kind of keep in mind as you're playing through here, so you level up basically when this deck empties and you need to draw another card, or if this deck is empty and you have no threats, you level up. When you level up, any of your tactics and allies in play go away. This happens immediately, even if you're mid-turn, and you discard down to 3 cards. But you do get to move up here and get more expensive, presumably better cards. So there's kind of a good thing, bad thing with leveling up, especially if you've got a whole bunch of allies out. Every time you level up, they're going to go away and get discarded. However, leveling up is how you get more of these Order of the Harbinger cards for this particular boss, which is how you're going to take out that boss. So I think we are done. So we are going to head and do the threat phase. There is no threat, so we do not take any damage, which is good. We had no armor, so we actually would have taken that damage. So we're going to discard all the tactics that we played, which was just that strike. We're going to lose any unspent action points. Don't have any. Reset our armor to 0. Didn't have any. Refill the battlefield with threats. So 1, 2, and I cannot draw a third. So you'll see here when to level up, if your deck is empty and there are no active threats, if your deck is empty, when a new threat must be added. So we need to add a third threat, and we can't. So this is how you level up right below there. You're going to advance both discs, 1, which in this case are in the same spot, but that's not always the case. The one with an arrow can move every round. You're then going to discard all tactics and allies from play and discard down to 3 cards. So we have 2 basic strikes, a free card, and an ally. We are going to go ahead, I think. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the free card, I think. It lets me move the tracker up so I can get a better card. Unite is the number of unique factions in hand and in play. I currently, I think, only have 3, so it'd have to be kind of perfect to be able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that card. We are now down to 3. You know, since I don't have any allies out currently that are actually in play, I'll just kind of set them like that. Okay. Then you're going to resolve any boss-specific effects. So the boss tells us when you level up, take the top card of the boss deck, put it into your discard pile, and then over here, you're going to reshuffle the cards to get a deck again, basically. And I'm going to shuffle them. I'm not going to look, but I'm going to shuffle them threat side up because you kind of don't want to cheat and see where those cards are. Not that it's cheating. You have to go through your deck now. So now we have 3 of those cards in the deck. So when we go through this deck again, we'll be doing 3 more damage because those cards will come up. So we just want to make sure that we keep taking this out and leveling up more so we have enough to take down the Harbinger. Okay. Oh boy, I think I put 1 on top. Yeah, you can tell if it's one of those because there's no other card that goes above the sleeve. So we'll put that guy over there. Okay. It is technically still our turn. We were going through the cleanup phase there. So we did get to the part where you have to refill the battleground, and now we still have to advance the danger by 1. Now there's a little symbol on here, and this little symbol tells us that if we wanted to, we can get rid of, is it as many as we want, I think? But you're going to get rid of market cards if you want to. You don't have to. Any number of upgrades from the market to the bottom of the deck, and then refill. So this one is if you have 5 or less damage. I don't really want to have 5 or less damage. That's not a goal, so I'm going to take that one out. This one's focus, but it's on a card type that I don't have a lot of, so we're going to take that one out. And I like the rest. So these are going to go on the bottom. And we're going to get 2 new upgrades out. Okay. There we go. And we're back to our upkeep phase. So now we can draw from either of these. So it probably makes sense to just go with the core level 2 cards. So these are core cards, that's what they're called, and it's levels 1 through 6 as seen on the bottom right. So in theory, these are more powerful cards. So we're going to draw 3 of these. All right, deal 2 damage for each level you have gained this turn. So if we move this thing up, this does 2 damage basically for every level we've gained that turn. So this one, if it's up here, we're 3 away from that, so this card would do 6. I think I might have 1 card that moves that, so not looking at that one right now. All right, Viren Tribalism. So this would get us 2 action points, a money, and 2 armor. That seems cool. This one gets you 6 armor. Search your deck or discard pile for an ally card and add it to your hand. If it came from your deck, put this card on the bottom of your deck. Oh. That does cost 3, though. I think we're going to go with that middle one, the Viren Tribalism. So the 2 we didn't take, go to the bottom. We grab one of these, and we shove this in here. And that is our, oh, I'm sorry, forgot to grab these back. That is our upkeep phase. And that was our draft phase, so we're ready for our main phase. Okay, now our danger level is at 1. So these guys now are 2 to take out, 1 here and 1 here because of the danger level. This guy is 3 plus 1 defense, so 4 to take out, which we don't have 4, so he's going to be attacking us for 3, basically. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna put these back in my hand again because we're going to start playing some cards here. So this one costs 1. It is that one we just got, the Viren Tribalism. It's going to get us 2 action tokens. So we have these 3 set to the side. This is how you get those 3. We're going to get the 2. We're going to get a money, and we're going to get 2 armor. And that's what this card does, which is neat. Okay. We have an ally here. So when exhausted, he can do a damage. When exhausted, he can heal a health. Another when exhausted, heal a health. When exhausted, conspire to do 1 damage. I got to remind myself. 1 other card of the same faction. And this is kind of the orange. I don't remember the faction names, but I don't think I have a lot of those. So I'm not sure I have much of a choice, though. I got to try to definitely want to take something out. I have 4 discs left, which is enough to play all of these cards. Ideally, I want to take this one out, because when you take this one out, it does 4 damage to something else. Well, maybe we should hold off on that one, because if something else comes out that does a decent amount of damage, we can use that when defeated 4 damage to take it out. Which means I'm really looking for 2 more damage here. Oh boy. Okay, so I have 3 money. I can put that on an ally and I can do 1 damage. It's not going to be enough. Huh. It's not looking great if I'm being honest. I think we're going to take some damage here. Well, we do have 2, but we're currently in the process here of taking 2, 4, 7 damage. And we have 2 armor. So we definitely want to kill something. Okay, so let's put something on this ally. Let's go ahead and spend all 3 of our money. I'm going to grab this las pistol that can go on an ally. We're going to put it on our loyal customer. Okay. And then for 1, we're going to play that loyal customer. Replenish our market. Okay, so when we exhaust this guy, it's going to get us a money. If it's upgraded, which it is, it's going to get us another money, and it's going to do 1 damage, which is certainly not a lot of damage, but it's more than what we were doing. So let's go ahead and exhaust him. It's going to get us $2. Okay, and the damage we're going to put on just one of these thieves. It doesn't super matter which one. We'll do the we'll do the bottom one. It'll be easier to grab. Okay. And then let's go ahead and use strike, which will finish this guy off, which just gets us another strike. Okay. And then I now have 2 strikes and 2 action points, so we could just take this other thief out, but it'll leave us with just that card, which I'm pretty sure is another strike. You start with 6 strikes, and then that 1 card that gets us a little bit of money. You start with 1 of those. Yeah, we're going to use these last 2 to play these last 2 to do 2 damage here. I'll take this into our hand. But that is all we have, unless there's something we want to buy for 2, but I don't think so. Cool. Okay. So the threat phase, this thing is going to attack us for 3. We have 2 armor, and we will take 1 damage then. We are then going to do our upkeep. So we're going to discard all the tactics that we played, which is over here. We're going to get these 3 things back here soon. Okay. Armor, doesn't have to worry about resetting that to 0. We used it all. Battlefield needs to have 1. Oh, we have a taunt guy in here, so that's fun. We will have to go after this guy. And he has 2, and this is going to be a 3rd hit point, effectively. All right. Advance this here. This means you can spend 1 to permanently get rid of a card. So this is your trash, or whatever you want to call it, to get rid of a card. And if you do that, yeah, it's just once. And it is a card in your discard pile or in play. So I am going to do that. I'm going to spend 1 to get rid of a basic strike. Might not be a great idea, but we're doing it. Okay. Upkeep phase then, going to gain our 3 action points, refresh our allies. And then it's time for the draft phase. So again, that one doesn't look terrible. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do 2s again and hope we find some damage. All right. This one here does 2 damage and then 1 damage. So again, you can't spread out one particular attack. So this 2 damage, if whatever you're attacking with it only has 1 left, then the second one would go to waste. I mean, obviously in that case you would just do the 1, but just by way of example. All right. Hot Slag. Okay, so this does 2 damage. If it has an upgrade on it, it does another damage, another instance of 1 damage, and it gets you 1 armor. That one seems pretty cool. And it only costs 1. And this is an ally that can move our level up marker there temporarily to the right so we can get better cards. If I have 3 or more different faction cards in play, of which there are 4, it also does 2 damage. So yeah, we're going to go with Hot Slag. So these 2 go to the bottom. We grab another threat card. We put that in there, and we add it to our hand. And right there is one of my issues with the game. This is the second game I'm playing, first full game. And when you put the cards in here, if you don't put them in, you got to be careful, because if you put them in, it's going to hit the sleeve, and it already is starting to tear these cards. That's one of my issues with it. Okay, we are ready. So let's see here. We have $1. There is something we can pay for $1. It doesn't get you anything, but it adds a when defeated effect to whatever it's on the back of here, which I kind of want to put it on here because this card needs an upgrade to kind of be at its full effect. So we're going to do it. We're going to spend 1. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. Let's see if there's anything else, because this guy can get me 2 coins. So I can have up to 3. Well, yeah, so we're going to do this first. That's going to get us 2 coins. And when it's exhausted, it does a damage. And we're going to do that damage. Well, we have to do the damage to the doe because it has taunt. So there we go. And then with these $3, we are going to grab this legitimate pay for 3. And we're going to tuck it in here. Cool. There we are. So now when we play this card, which we do want to do, yep. This one's a tactic. It costs 1. So there's that. It's going to do 2 damage. And then because it has an upgrade, it's going to do another damage and get us an armor. So the 2 damage we're going to put on the doe. That will take the doe out. 2 here and then 1 here because that's where we are on the danger marker. The other damage it's going to get us, we are going to put... We're going to put on the thief. This will come to our hand. And this gets us 2 money because of the upgrade we have on it. So we'll get that 2 money back right there. All right, so we now have spare credits that'll get us $1, and we have strike that'll do 1 damage. We also have $2, so we can upgrade our allies with no issues. When exhausted, get money or get a health back. Okay. I think we're going to hold for the time being and maybe try to go. This card costs 2 less to play is the bonus, the benefit of that one, which that will allow us to potentially get a more expensive card, and then we can buy that upgrade for it, and it won't be as expensive. So we're just going to hold off for now. We are going to, for 0, we're going to go ahead and grab another money for our last action point here, or I'm sorry, our last card, 1 action point. We're going to do another damage here, which will defeat this thing. So that goes into our hand, which is just another strike. Yeah, I don't think I need to play it yet. So, because it's not going to really do anything to this guy currently. We do want to defeat this guy before this becomes a 2 effectively over here. So for the time being, we're going to call that our main phase. So threat phase, he is going to deal 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. That is everybody in the threat, though. So we're going to discard all tactics. We're going to lose unspent action points, which I'm not going to remove it. I'm just going to add our 2 back. Our armor is already at 0. We're going to refill the battlefield with threats. Oh boy. Okay. And then we are going to advance the danger marker. And now we can get rid of any of these we want, which I think I want. I don't like this conspire because depending on what I put it on, I won't have a lot of them. I don't like this bargain. I don't like that this does nothing, even though it only costs 1. So we're going to get rid of those. And we're going to put out 3 more. Okay. Whoops. Oh boy. All right. All right, draft phase. We're going to go this pile again. 1, 2, and 3. So we have a 1-cost ally. I was really hoping for kind of a bigger cost here to potentially grab that, but it's all right. This one gets us money. I feel like we need more attack here. So this one can have, it's an ally. It can give us attack 2 if we have another card of that same faction in play, which currently we don't, but that's not terrible. And this one heals 2 and then deals 1 for each upgrade on it. Okay. And I mean, we can put some upgrades on it. The heal's nice. We're going to go with that one. So these 2 will bury. And this one gets added, oops, to this. There we are. And goes to our hand. Okay, we are ready. Whoops, we should have unexhausted our ally. Okay. All right, we definitely want to kill this guy, one of these 2 this turn, because then the when defeated effect can kill the other one. So that's like a fun little combo that we can have. So we can have this one kill this one can kill this one then does 3 and can kill that one. So we really just need to do 4 damage to one of these 2 currently is what we need to do. So let's see if we can get there. I have 1, this would be 2, and if I get 2 upgrades on this, this would be 4. So let's go ahead and start here. We're going to exhaust this. That is going to get us $2. It's also going to do a damage, and we're going to do it over there. Cool. Okay, and then I now have $5 to play around with. I want 2 upgrades for $5, which I don't know if that's possible currently. Okay, this one costs 3. And then depending on what comes out, all right, I don't think I want to chance it. I think we're just going to buy this one for 4. It gets us there as well. It just does it in a different way. So that upgrade costs 4. It does just add another attack of 4 damage, though. So we'll put that in. So now when we play this card, it heals us for 2. it does an attack of 1 because it has 1 upgrade, and the upgrade itself does an attack of 3. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and play that. So that is 1 AP. It's going to heal us 2. Yay. It is going to do 1 damage for each upgrade on the card, which is currently 1. This thing needs 3 to be taken out. So it doesn't super matter, I don't think. We're just going to put it there. And then it's going to do an attack of 3. When it does that attack of 3, we're going to hit this. When this one gets defeated, it does an attack of 4. We're going to hit this. The 4 is enough to take it out. When that one's defeated, it does an attack of 4. We're going to take out this. It currently requires 3 to take out. When that one's defeated, it does an attack of 3. And we're going to have that take out. Actually, we might have it take that one out. That's got taunt. And it's currently, next round, it's going to be a little bit harder to take out. Well, so is this one. So yeah, we're just going to take this one out. Okay. All those cards went to our hand, but 3 of those cards were the Order of the Harbinger. So 3 more damage on the Harbinger. Okay. We still have some action points left here, but I don't think we're going to spend them. I mean, we could. But that would require 1 more. Is there an upgrade for $1 out there? There's not. So there's no way to take that thing out. So we'll just leave it there. We know it's coming. We have the cards. Well, it's got taunt. We're gonna go ahead and use them. 2 more strikes, 2 more action points. And the damage does carry over in between rounds. So that's almost enough to kill it. It would need 1 more. Next round, it's going to need 2 more because our danger level will go up to 2. But that is us. So cleanup phase. We're going to discard these. We don't have any unspent actions. We don't have any armor to worry about. We refill the battlefield carefully. All right. Advance the danger by 1. There we go. Okay, upkeep phase, we're going to get our action points back. We're going to refresh our ally. Okay, and then draft phase. I mean, I think we're going to go 2s again. I mean, that top one, just looking at it, gets us some money and an extra action point. It does cost 2 to play. Yeah, we're going to look at this one. That one seems pretty good. Let's see if there's anything else. Money and a heal. Bargain 3 to do 2 damage. So basically it costs money -1 for each card of this faction in hand and in play. So if we took this one, we would have 2, which means for 1 money, we could do 2 attack. Now you can do that as many times as you want, up to 4. If you ever trigger an ability 4 times in the same turn, the card is destroyed. So if we had enough money, I could do this 4 turns, 4 times, which is 8 damage, but then that card is out of the game. Well, this card is in play each time you buy an upgrade, deal 2 damage and gain 1. And it has bargain 3 for 4. And then here's that ally, which just gets us another action point and a money. I kind of like dodge. We're going to go with dodge. Might be worth it to start just buying the orange cards for the that bargain effect. Okay. That is the only card in our hand. So, oh, I'm sorry, I did not notice. This card has fast. What fast means is it does not count towards the 3 cards in your threat area. So this card also comes out. Okay. 2 of these cards have rage. Rage cards at the end of the round, I got to refresh this, but I think it takes out an ally. During the threat phase, for each rage threat on the battlefield, discard 1 ally from play. Now, our deck is empty, but there are active threats, and we do not have to add another threat. So we don't level up, but we're going to, hopefully, soon. We do have to take out some cards here. All right. Yeah, so we still have this taunt guy. And because we still have the taunt guy, I think that's all we can really do as of now. We're going to go ahead and do this. So this is going to get us $2. And it's going to let us do damage, which we have to go with the taunt guy. 3 would have taken him out last turn. This turn it does not, because we are on threat level 2. Which means this defense is a 2 instead of a 1. So it needs 1 more damage to be taken out. Okay. So we're going to play this bargain card. It costs nothing. It gets us another action point. It gets us a health. And then I can spend bargain 3, and bargain is X minus 1 for each card of this faction in hand and in play. So it would just be 1 for me to do 2 damage. So we're going to do this to do 2 damage here and finish this guy off. Okay. And then we're going to spend... Can we kill anybody else? Yep, we can kill that guy. This guy... And then you got to remember here, now that we're starting to add things on the bottom, this guy actually costs 2, plus 2 because of the danger, plus 2 because of the upgrade we put on it. So this guy costs 6 to defeat. This guy is 3, 4, 5 to defeat. And this guy is 2, 3 to defeat. So we're going to spend our last 2 money for 2 more of those bargain effects, which is not 4, so this card is not destroyed. And we're going to take out this guy, which goes into our hand. Okay. Well, this is free. So we're going to play this ally. We're going to exhaust this ally, which moves this marker. This is the first time I'm doing this. It moves this marker here. So now, next turn, during the upkeep, or I'm sorry, during the draft phase, I can actually draft from here, and then it goes back. But if we level up, actually, I'll be able to draft from here. Okay, Unite. If X is 3+, so Unite is the number of cards of unique factions in play. So this is a separate faction from this, which is a separate faction from this. So that is going to gain me $2 as well when I do that. Okay, and then we have our other pet. Interesting. Well, it won't let us kill anybody. We have 1 rage out there. We're going to go ahead and play it, though. It costs 2. And then, is there another upgrade I want to put on this guy? It has to be a bottom one. When exhausted, I can heal 1. I am at full currently. At least I think I am. But that might not be a terrible idea. Does some damage, heals me a little bit. Yeah, we're going to spend these 2, and we're going to put ease on this guy as well. So now it does these things plus these things, but the other side, not really looking forward to seeing that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and play him for 2. And then we are going to exhaust him. So he's going to do 2 damage. He has a Conspire that would do 2 damage if we had another card of that faction, and you have to be level 3+. It's real small on there. We're currently level 2. We will be level 3 next turn, but we're currently only level 2. So we're going to exhaust it to do 2 damage. When exhausted, it does another damage, and it heals me. So we're doing 3 damage, and I might as well put them on the same thing. I don't like this fast guy, because that's going to get annoying. So if it weren't for this upgrade, that guy would be dead now, but he's not. He's perfectly fine, living the high life. Okay, so that was us. Cleanup phase, all tactics. Go ahead. I'm sorry, threat phase. I forgot the threat phase. So this guy is attacking for 1. This guy is attacking for 2, 4, 6. So we're getting hit for 7. This is not looking good. During that same phase, this rage is going to take out one of my allies. Let's see here. It's going to take out this one. They just get discarded. Okay. All right. So discard our played tactics. Lose all unspent actions. We're actually going to Armor is back to 0. Refill the battlefield. Okay, so when we go to refill the battlefield, we can't. So we level up. When you level up, both of these markers are going to advance. All allies and tactics are discarded. I can optionally get rid of a card, which we're going to get rid of a basic strike. Get rid of that out of the game. We're going to resolve the boss effect, which is adding that. And then we're going to reshuffle our discard pile to get our deck again. So it's not looking good. We only have 3 health left. These things are attacking pretty hard. All my allies are now gone. So I'm not overly optimistic here, but we do get to get another card here. It will be our only card, but we'll have to see if it helps us out. Okay. Oops, needs to go this way. We'll give it another shuffle. There we go. Oh boy. Well, there is good news. So we're going to get that guy, and because this guy is still fast, so doesn't count towards the 3 threat, we get another one. This guy, though, has crazed 5. That means if your health is 5 or lower, you do some damage to it. I don't remember how much. 2. So it is going to do 2 damage to itself. I think I forgot to move this marker. So we don't have any money we can't spend to do that. Okay, we are ready to do our upkeep here. So we're going to get our actions back. We would refresh any allies, but they were all just taken from us. So we're ready for our draft. Now, because this marker is here, we can draft from here, and that marker is going to reset after the draft phase. So, I mean, I feel like we might as well. These, in theory, should be better cards. Okay, here's a 3 damage, focus X. X is the number of cards of this faction in play in hand. So it would just be this 1, because this card is gonna be my hand, so that's not great. Play the top card of your deck, then lose X. X is the permanent cost after the threat. Yeah. Nah. 4 damage. While this card is in play, each time you defeat a threat, gain a money. Okay. We're gonna do that one because I want the 4 damage. I think I have to have the 4 damage. So we're going to take that one, and we're going to hope that we can survive this round with this 1 card. Probably not. Okay. Let's see here. Danger level is still 2. So this guy is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to take out. And he has 2 on him. So this won't do it. This guy is 1, 2, 3, plus 2. So we could take this card out with the 4. Again, it's just kind of overkill, but I think we kind of have to because it's really our only option here. So it's a Junker Cyclist. That's the thing, too. I think that's one of the original cards, so the back is probably not going to be great. We're going to do it anyway because I don't think we have another option. 4 will not take out anything else. That's 6 because of the upgrade. That's 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right, so we're going to spend 1. This is going to do 4. Each time we defeat a threat, while this is out, which it's out for the rest of the round, we'll get a money. So I'm just going to set that to the side. We are going to defeat this threat. So we'll get a money. And we'll get this card, which hopefully is going to save us. It's not. Okay, it can get us 2 defense. It can get us some money, which isn't great. And it'll focus X, which is going to be 1. Okay. Well, kind of a might as well situation. We're going to go ahead and play it. Well, is there any? No. We're going to go ahead and play it, which costs us, I'm sorry, it's going to get us some money. It is the Conspire will not trigger because we do not have another card of this faction in play. So we don't get the 2 armor, which really want that 2 armor, but we don't get it. It's going to focus 1, so we can do 1 damage to something, which is not going to be enough. We'll do it on that guy, but he still has 4 left. All right. That's us. So now during the threat phase, we lose. This guy is going to hit us for 3. This guy is going to hit us for 6. and this guy is going to hit us for 4. We have 3, so that is how you play Unstoppable poorly. But yeah, this is kind of the first full game I went through. The first one I probably played a little more than half. I kind of got it. I forgot to do this a few times, so when I was getting kind of down here, and I realized I'm not even sure if this is correct, so I just kind of figured, all right, let's pack it up and try to come and record it and see if I do any better with the company of you folks. I did not. So first impressions are, I like it. I do like it. I have issues with it, but what I do like is the upgrades are cool. I like having the core cards that you're upgrading your deck with, and then the upgrades going in, and you can make, I mean, if you're spending a decent amount of money, you can make some cards pretty powerful. That also makes them powerful on the opposite side as well. So there's, you've got the double-edged sword there, which is kind of fun. The only really issues I have with it are just design issues in terms of the cards. Like I mentioned, one, and this might be the best way that they had to do it, but when you're crafting the cards, one of them is too tall for the sleeve, one of them is too short for the sleeve. And then when you put these guys in, you really have to be careful, because if it goes down on an angle, I have several cards already that have nicked right there on that little, where you're putting it in. This just nicked it when you're going right in like that, and it's just kind of torn the cards. Which on repeated plays you might remember, hey, take your time putting these in there. But on repeated plays, if you don't remember that, I can see these cards getting pretty damaged, and potentially, knowing what they are based on the damage on the back and stuff like that. Not a huge deal. It's just annoying. That's really the only issue with it. I would have thought I don't know if there's a better way to do it or not, but probably not. That's just really my only gripe with it. The Harbinger is the only boss I have faced so far. It's the recommended first boss. And I was doing well against it in my other play. But again, I think I forgot to move this a few times. So it probably was getting to the point where I was going to lose because of the number of rounds I had played. It can get pretty brutal once you start doing a lot of upgrades. So part of me wonders if the upgrades maybe aren't super worth it. I mean, some of them are pretty nice. But if you're getting a whole bunch of upgrades that are helping you, I don't know if the help you're getting with the upgrade is worth the negative effect on it. I don't know. It probably depends on what type of synergies you have. I will say in my first game, I think whoever I was playing had a lot of synergies with like these green cards, and that was really working to my advantage. Whereas this one, I kind of started wanting synergies with the blue faction and then kind of switched to the orange faction, which probably wasn't the best idea. But overall, yeah, this one's really fun. I probably won't record another one unless either Tim or Josh want to check it out. Maybe we'll try the 2-player. From what I've read in the rule book, the 2-player really is the same game. You're using the same market. You have to do twice as much damage to the Harbinger, 24 instead of 12. And you just take turns, but you play it pretty much the exact same way. I think I can attack the other person's threats. They can attack mine, just like any game like this. You'd be able to do that. So, but yeah, that has been Unstoppable, and I have been playing it poorly. But hey, I got second, I guess, which is kind of the goal, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I had a good time. I hope you did as well. We'll see you next time.